I'm Corbin Matheny. We're at Ugly Duckling in Chinatown, Victoria, and this is my restaurant. So we opened in February of 2023, just before Valentine's Day. So we are, as we sit here today, coming up on our second birthday. From the time when we got the keys to the space to when we opened was, I want to say, 6 or 8 months. There was really nothing here. It was just a shell and boarded up. The floor was gravel. There was a big trench running down the middle. All these walls behind me were covered in sort of tattered plaster that needed to come down, and everything you see here today is the result of a lot of pretty brutal and dedicated work on the part of a lot of people. So today we are trying to catch the very end of the Chanterelle season, and we're out in the woods near Lake Cowichan looking for some mushrooms. So the Chanterelles are like a late summer, early autumn mushroom. Usually we're beyond that right now, but it's been a great year. Typically sort of from the first substantial rain until the first substantial frost is the season. And they're really beautiful. They have sort of an apricot, mild aroma. I find that they taste like almost piney, but maybe that's just because they're reminding me of where they came from. So right now, we've been taking advantage of this remarkable chanterelle season, and we're serving a savory rice pudding that has some sweet corn and chanterelles in it. There's like a nice puffed rice cracker, and it's just a really cool, beautiful, sort of warming dish that I think it's sort of a hospitable start to the meal, and it sort of grounds people in this, Pacific Northwest, Vancouver Island experience. So when Ugly Duckling opened, we offered a tasting menu as well as a 3-course prefix menu. We sort of always had it in mind that as soon as we had the traction and the demand to get away with it, we wanted to move to being a tasting menu only restaurant. And happily, we've been able to do that as of this past summer. So we offer a 5-course tasting menu with a few surprise extras thrown into it. And it's just hyper local, hyper seasonal, and not food you're going to find anywhere else from anyone else. We are sort of right at the epicenter of Victoria's Chinatown. So we're just a couple doors down from Fantan Alley, which is, world famous as the narrowest commercial road in the world. But this whole neighborhood has so much cool history, so many stories, so much character, and you feel it coming through here. It's not a purely Chinese restaurant at this point. There's a Mexican place across the road. There's a schnitzel place down from us. But it still has, I think, a lot of that original soul. There's a lot of, shops and restaurants here that have been in the same family for 3-4 generations. So it's this cool, eclectic sort of mixing pot of culture. And I think for sure the coolest neighborhood in Victoria. And I feel like so many places are becoming more and more the same. And it's just a real privilege to be able to work and live in a place that has stayed different and unique. So yeah, this is day 2 of our New Year menu, which we're serving for the whole week leading up to New Year's Eve. So typically we do like a 5-course tasting menu with some petit fours and a little palate cleanser in between the savory food and dessert. The New Year's menu is sort of our opportunity to spread our wings even a little further and cook, a few of our favorite things from the year that was and a few things we've been dying to try. So it's, what do we have? 10 courses? Something like that. So we're only on day 2 of it, and it's a lot. But we have this house-made Chinese milk bread that we start with. We make cultured butter by sort of in the same way you would make kimchi. So it's lacto-fermented cream, and then it's seasoned in the same way that kimchi is too, which is pretty cool and not something that at least I've ever seen anywhere else. It's really delicious. It's tangy. It tastes like really a combination of cultured butter and kimchi. That leads into a trio of little snacks. I really, really love, when I've eaten other places, menus that start with sort of a diversity of little snacks all in one course. It's a fun way to get into a menu and, to have a lot of cool, unique things to experience right at the beginning before, as soon as you sit down. You're hungry, most likely. We have actually chanterelle and smoked potato tortellini, which is cool. Those are the same chanterelles that you and I picked last week. Taleggio, preserved tomato. I think it's on its first draft. It might be my favorite thing on the menu. And there's some things I like very much on the menu, but that one, for whatever reason, I think I just love filled pastas and it's delicious. Butter poached halibut is something we're sort of, I think, handcuffed to in one form or another. We put it on the menu very soon after opening, and it's just been like a tremendous hit. Sometimes we'll, get a little tired of it and we'll put another fish dish on the menu, and then we always keep getting pulled back to butter poached halibut just because of the reception it consistently gets, how much the guests seem to love it. But we'll switch up everything that goes with it. So I think that's sort of as close to a signature dish as we come. Right now it has house-made XO sauce that we actually smoke some of the halibut trim and use that in place of the dried scallops and shrimps that would normally be in XO sauce. A little bit of shiitake mushroom, trout roe, nasturtium. I think, we've gone through a lot of versions of the butter poached halibut, and I think this is for sure the highest point we've gotten it to so far. The caramelized Salish apple with white miso ice cream and brown butter oat crumble is probably my favorite dessert we've ever had on the menu, and it's seasonal right now, so that is featuring as the dessert. So that's another one of those things that we more often than not have on the menu. It's the savory steamed custard that's pretty ubiquitous across Asia, especially in Japan and China. The Japanese name is chawamushi. The Chinese name is zhengdan, but it is essentially any really intensely aromatic broth and whole eggs that are strained and then steamed, and that like gentle steam cooking gives it this super, super velvety texture. So we go through the seasons and make different versions of that make sense with the time of year. Right now, it's red rock crab with some ginger and scallion and mirin in there. And then on top, we're doing a little foamed white miso and sweet corn foam. So it's delicious, it's sweet, it's aromatic. And the most fun part about it is that texture. It's just like ephemeral. It's not a texture you've probably experienced anywhere else ever. And it's cool for that reason. There's a filling with, there's chanterelles, there's some confit garlic inside, smoked potato, a little bit of rosemary, cream, and butter. And it's just this really smooth, potato-forward filling. I actually, I went to one of James's pasta pop-ups, and he was serving this, essentially brandad tortellini, and that's, I sort of cribbed the idea of using potato as a component inside of the stuffed pasta from him. And it's pretty wonderful. Yeah, it was a good find. James, he and I worked together in 2012, I think, right after I moved to Victoria. Pretty much straight after that, he moved to Vancouver, where he worked at La Quercia for years, which is really, in Vancouver, like the OG of authentic Italian restaurants. And really huge focus on pasta. He's super passionate about pasta specifically. And I also happen to enjoy a noodle. So he's been really cool with sharing his knowledge with everyone here, educating us on the intricacies and nuances of fresh egg-based pasta. And it's motivated me to want to find a place for that sort of, Italian-style egg pasta in sort of a Chinese-influenced restaurant. So that's been a cool meeting of these two cultures. So for how many people we have stuffed into this space, I would say the kitchen space we had available to us was sort of suboptimal. But it is, you know, a bit of a symphony. We make it work and everybody works really well for being on top of each other.
So I'm Tito. I'm the sous chef at Ugly Duckling. James Avila used to be a chef in a local restaurant here, but he also worked at Alinea in Chicago. We have Chef Jorge that used to work in Michelin-starred restaurant in Spain. And Chef Jimmy here is actually working with us only for the vacation, but he's working in Cado in Copenhagen, which is a restaurant that is part of the top 50 best restaurants in the world. Yeah, we have an amazing team. Couldn't dream of better. Thank you.
So the guys are setting up for service right now. We're open in just under a couple of hours. So I think right now we're just kind of transitioning from prep mode into service mode and sort of, you know, taking the last steps to make sure that we have everything we need. I mean, honestly, I have to get myself up to speed on what's even happening right now.
Yeah.